Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bradley. Thank you so much for coming today. I am Mary Dowell, and I am your child's special education teacher. As you can see in front of you, I've made a copy of the assessments and scores from evaluations that we've done with Jean, and I've prepared an agenda to cover everything that we're going over in our meeting today. Please don't hesitate to stop me if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to share. So let's begin by talking about Jean's strengths. From our observations in working with Jean in and outside of class, what we have seen is that she is generally cooperative and she is able to make her basic needs known in order to have her needs met. So she is able to use her self-advocacy skills in order to get her needs met. And when she is asked a question in class, Jean will attempt to answer. She enjoys playing with the art materials during free choice, and she has also made a few female friends that she feels comfortable interacting with when asked to engage in an activity. So these are all the strengths that we have observed in and out of class. Is there anything that you'd like to add at this point? Okay, thank you. So let's move on to the assessments. Jean took 5 different assessments. The first was the Universal and Nonverbal Intelligence Test. And Jean's scores ranged from 67 to 71. And as you can see from the chart that I've provided, these scores fall within the very delayed to delayed area. And this test covered different areas of memory and reasoning. So from these scores, we're able to see that Jean needs the most assistance in reading and symbolic memory. The next test was the Woodcock-Johnson, and this test consists of reading, writing, and math. So as you look at the chart, you'll be able to see that Jean scored from very low to low range, with her highest score at 71 for reading and the lowest at 47 for math. So based on these scores, it's clear that Jean needs more help with math. And our next test that Jean went through was the Adaptive Behavior Assessment System to Teacher. And Jean's scores ranged from extremely low to borderline. This test covered communication skills, socialization, communication, motor, daily living skills, and socialization during leisure time, as well as daily living skills relating to self-care. Jean's scores on this assessment show that she needs the most assistance with communication and socialization in the school setting, as well as daily living skills relating to self-care. The wide range assessment of visual motor abilities covered visual motor for drawing shapes, visual spatial for matching objects, and fine motor for a pegboard. And Jean's scores range from 55 to 62. Based on these scores, we're able to see that Jean needs the most assistance with visual motor and fine motor. Visual spatial and fine motor. The next assessment that we did with Jean is the Comprehensive Assessment of Spoken Language. And Jean's scores ranged in the area of 61 to 64. And this test covers different areas relating to communication verbally. So based on all of these assessments and the scores that we were able to gain, the team and I have developed some goals for Jean. The first is a functional goal, And what we'd like to propose is that when given a verbal and visual prompt to begin work, Jean will begin work within 1 minute in order to complete a task with 80% accuracy. And we're going to allow 2 verbal prompts to get her started. We believe this goal is appropriate because it will help Jean stay on task to complete her work in a reasonable amount of time. And eventually she will not require the verbal or visual prompts, and she will be able to use her listening skills to be able to complete the task as assigned. The progress monitoring that we'll use is observation and teacher recorded data. All staff in the classroom will be recording observations regarding the progress on this goal. Additionally, we've prepared a daily living goal that we believe will help Jean. So the goal says that Jean will engage in cooperative social play interactions initiated by others 80% of the time with no more than 2 verbal prompts in 4 out of 5 opportunities. This goal will help Jean build communication and social skills and enable her to play with her peers and also to make friends. The progress monitors that I will use for this goal are observation and teacher collected data. We'll utilize these progress monitors because we feel that they will be effective and beneficial to help Jean master the goals that we have set for her. They won't disrupt her learning in class, and they will help us discern the progress that she is making in these areas so that we can then share that progress with you and determine if changes need to be made. Do you have any questions or concerns that you'd like to address now? Okay, great. Thank you very much.